Okay, I was literally just talking to a friend recently, and that gives me the inspiration of doing a video. I was even recently had a writer's block, believe it or not. But this topic of this video, only on YouTube exclusively, is I want someone that likes me. Really, like, oh my gosh, like really, really, really likes me, right? And not even like, I know like the popular trope, and I remember I even saw it like on like a reel or a TikTok that she's like, you know what, he's kind of medium ugly. I really didn't like him at first, but he was consistent. I gave him a chance. I had all these other options and stuff, but yeah, since I had a kid, he was just around and I couldn't really do anything better at the time. I really didn't want to, I'm getting older and all this other stuff. Like, no, none of that, no, no. You like me. You like me. I don't need you making up excuses and shit of like why we're together. I don't want to be like you're doing me a favor. I don't want you to look down on me. Like I want a partner that values me being there, right? Because if I'm dating someone, I don't know if it's the same for you, but if I'm dating someone, I'm taking a genuine interest in them, right? Granted, you do have to like vet people and get to know them a little bit over time, but I'm genuinely interested in them. I genuinely like them. I'm not looking for reasons to discredit them. I'm not looking for reasons to run away or looking for reasons to talk to like my boys and my girlfriends about like, oh yeah, like yeah, I'm with them, but like, I don't like that they do this. I don't like that. I don't like their political affiliations. I don't like that they, just do whatever, right? Like you just need to accept how I am, right? There's our compromises within the relationship, but then there are things that are core to that person's identity that you just have to be willing to accept. So, like for example, someone that's getting with me, they need to accept that like I'm goth I do my goth shit, right? So I try to limit my clothing to only black and red. And then I also paint my nails and I wear like a little bit of gothic jewelry. I don't have really that get up right now on. I just remove a no chip. My nails looking a little rough, but I remove the no chip, right? Someone that's with me has to accept that. They can't be like, I'm gonna be with you, but and then like 6 months down the line be like, oh yeah, I need you to change that shit, what you're doing, do. Like if I met someone that was a smoker, right? And I don't like smoking, I have to accept that that's what they're gonna do. Like we can still have some boundaries and I can explain like, hey, could you at least not blow smoke in my face? Like I think that's a reasonable compromise. just don't blow it in my face. Just don't blow it in my face. But like you have to accept that person for who they are. So like I'm telling that person who I am. I'm presenting myself, and I need them to accept me for who I am. But I also want to do the same thing for that person, right? And I also, to take it a step further, there is a such thing as accepting a person for who they are and not being with them. Ooh, you're not doing nobody favors. You really not. You don't have to be with that person. Why would you force yourself in a situationship? For what? For what? The external validation? For the imaginary boogeyman that's under your bed that you're trying to impress and shit? Like, no, don't do that. Boo boo, don't do that. I'm sure you don't have no honey iced tea. Don't do that. You don't need to. And it's fucking annoying. Like, who wants to be in a situationship like you're doing someone a favor? Like, nah, keep that favor. Keep that favor. So what I'm saying is just like be with someone that you actually like. I know, shocker, right? But then also someone that actually loves you and not looking to change you and all that stuff, right? They accept you for who you are. This is not to say that there isn't compromise, right? But there shouldn't be arguments over shit that you've been doing and you enjoy doing before that person even came in the picture. Because you have to also realize that I existed before you came here, right? I had the luxury of having 28 years of life before you came around. So, and then as we get older, you get more stubborn in your ways. Why the fuck I'm gonna switch up because you came around, right? Now, I'm going to say like, play devil advocate. There could be things that people do to help you for the better, right? Like, okay, they're going to the gym, they want you to eat healthier, especially if you get with a illness, or like, let's say like the tobacco, like, yeah, you smoke, but it's actually impacting your health, and they want to spend the most time with you. Like, okay, that's understandable, right? But it's also what I've learned in practice, right? This isn't a form of manipulation. I promise it isn't. It's better to lead by example than just tell people what to do. People just don't like doing what to do. So like, let's say for example, I'm going to the gym, right? And I want to motivate other people to go to the gym. There's a way of subtly doing it by leading by example, but just be consistent. You're going to the gym. Where are you going? I'm going to the gym. You want to do this? Nah, I gotta go to the gym. And they'd be like, damn, this person's always at the gym. I want to spend more time with them. Let me go to the gym, right? But then also the second caveat, in which I learned from my friend Sergio. Shout out Sergio, if you're watching it. Most likely not, but if you are, he told me to ask a person how do they do dishes instead of yelling at them for having dishes in the sink. So with everything that you do, get an understanding for why they do the things that they do, how they do that, and their processes, and then be able to communicate. Because a lot of things that I realized in arguments that I have, and I even said this in previous videos, is that we don't have an understanding and a viewpoint from where that person is coming from, right? So instead of just antagonizing, like, why are you do this? Like, why are you, go back to nails, like, why are you painting your nails? It's like, no, just ask them, getting understanding, right? And a point of acceptance, right? But if you can't accept a person for who they are, let them be, right? You can always be friends with people, right? So like, as crazy as it sounds, and I do believe that you are a reflection of your peers, right? There are friends that I have that do things that I don't necessarily have to agree with, right? And these aren't morally complex things. I mean, like putting pineapples on pizza, eating hush puppies, mozzarella sticks, things of that nature. Like, I'm like, ugh, disgusting, right? But I can still be friends with them, right? You can be friends with people that not necessarily are your archetype. But I do believe that once you do pursue romantic feelings, to like leave them aside, because it's not fair to your future partner if you're still keeping someone around that you have feelings for, right? But yeah, that's the conclusion of this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Please like the video. After this, and of course in the beginning of the video, I had that little subscription tag. So yeah, definitely subscribe, click that button so you get more videos. And of course, leave a like on the video. But of course, thank you all. And I want you to find someone that likes you. And caveat, you have to like them too. Take care.